stop, don't stop. Hey y'all, Jamie from Country Diggers here. Today we're going to do a little history on something called the peekaboo glasses. Now this is going to be rated PG-14 by the Country Digger Association. Parental guidance suggested, okay? We're going to do it on the peekaboo glasses. And peekaboo glasses are these. These are a set from this one is from 1937. It's even got the tag on it. Right there, the tag, 1937. Hope y'all can see that. I hope it's not upside down. But peekaboo glasses, for those of you who don't know, are these. Peekaboo. And then I got this one. Peekaboo. And then this one. Peekaboo. So that's peekaboo glasses. So I'm going to tell you the history of it. A beer is served in a glass with a pretty woman on the front. As you drink, something catches your eye. Inside your glass, you can see the bare bun cheeks of the same glamour girl presented fully dressed on the outside. Maybe you're a little startled. Maybe it even makes you smile. It's hard to feel scandalized today by these so-called girly glasses, which had their heyday in the 1940s and 50s, compared with the explicit images now accessible with the click of a mouse. These tumblers with pin-up decals seem downright quaint. Long before the internet and cable TV, though, they offered a tantalizing thrill. These novelty items were sold by Johnson Smith Company, established in 1914, in its email order catalog. These products are of H. Fishlove and Company, a Chicago company that was started in 1914 by Irving Fishlove. They supplied Johnson Smith with its most popular gags, including chattering teeth, fake vomit, and girly glasses. Some of these glasses were called peekaboos and featured a clothed pin-up image on the front, usually a decal, although some were hand-painted. On the back side of the decal, the idealized woman would be depicted in sexy lingerie or plain naked. Her state of undress would increase as you drank. Other nudie glasses were known as mystics because the white chemical used for the ladies' clothing would seem to disappear when touched by condensation. When a beverage was poured into a glass, the naked woman underneath would be revealed. Such glasses were produced and sold as early as the 1920s. But it wasn't until the 1940s that they really took off. During World War II, they literally exploded because men were going off to war. The home folks thought they needed a morale boost, so they sent them girly glasses. They became huge during that time. You can tell because in the Johnson Smith catalog from 1937, there was only a little tiny ad for girly glasses, probably an eighth of the page. By 1941, when we got into the war, it was a full-page ad. At home, Rosie the Riveters donned dungarees and sensible shoes as they stepped into traditional male roles, like building fighter planes in factories, but overseas, the soldiers escaped the horrors of war with the help of men's magazines and pinups sent from home. These uber-feminine fantasy women quite literally became objects, like girly glasses, lighters, and novelty pens. So-called victory glasses featured a big V and patriotic color schemes, as well as images of pinups or soldiers kissing their girls scantily clad. These were usually sold on the home front to encourage patriotism and raise funds. When the boys did return home, excuse me, when the boys did return home, U.S. fashion changed to adhere to the male pinup fantasies, as many women went back to their housewife roles. The silhouette of women's clothes became an hourglass, emphasizing large bust and small waist, accented by fuller skirts and stilettos. Girly glasses were just a small part of the burgeoning pinup culture, but they contributed to the endless barrage of images promoting a physical ideal most women can't achieve. That said, great pinup artists like George Petty, Alberto Vargas, Gil Egron, and Earl Moran, who made their careers drawing idealized women for men's magazines, created such lushly detailed images that their work can be appreciated on a purely artistic level. Given the ambiguity of outright pornographic images today, their then racy artwork seems to embody a more innocent, blushingly modest time. It was that time period's form of titillation, says New York collector Tiger McMullen, author of the 2003 Collectible Girly Glasses book and a website of the same name. It could be considered very objectifying, but today it feels more quaint and kind of fun. Excuse me. McMullen, who works as a gaffer on TV shows, says Whoopi Goldberg, an outspoken feminist, has purchased many of these glasses from him. A Manhattan antiques dealer I knew told me that Whoopi buys these glasses and gives them away to friends. At the time, I was working with her shooting Whoopi Littleberg, so I showed Whoopi the galleries of my yet-to-be-published book. She was fascinated and said, "If you ever run across something you want to sell, let me know, because these are all fantastic." Later, when she was doing her sitcom, Whoopi, I walked on the set with a box of about 50 glasses. She said, "Yes, I'll buy them right now." And I'll show you two of the glasses that that I have. They're called the Whoopee Collection, and I have two of them that she buys, and I'll show them to you when I get done with this. While H. Fishlove and Company, now owned by Fun Ink Company, printed the decals and supplied Johnson Smith with many of its girly glasses, the tumblers themselves were manufactured by glassware companies, particularly Libby and Anchor Hawking. Other companies that produce Peekaboo and Mystic decals include Jacko Lock, Meyer Cord, and Duro Decal. The problem with them is they were very fragile. Stan Tim says of their water slide decals, as a consequence, if you buy glasses, many times you'll find the decal has deteriorated or fallen off. Excuse me. Probably from washing. Fishlove also sold just the decals, and you could put them on anything. You could put one on a glass or put it on a window, wherever you wanted. McMullen explains how they worked. You'd get the sheet of decals from the company. Soak one in water, and then you'd stick it on, and it dried. As it dried, it'd stick to the glass. The problem with water slide decals, though, is if you take one of those glasses and stick it in water and let it sit, the decal will peel right off. The earliest peekaboo glasses from around 1920s featured a cartoonish woman with a freakishly big head and huge catty eyes like Betty Boop. While the women's heads got smaller and more proportional to their bodies, over time the decal drawing remained decidedly cartoonish until the late 1940s, when Fishlove made a deal with George Petty, a tremendously popular illustrator for Esquire and True magazines, to have some of his pinup calendar images printed as glass decals. His girly glasses didn't have any surprise to them. The images on the back were simply reverse images of the fronts. But when esteemed illustrator Alberto Vargas, who also worked for Esquire and later Playboy, designed peekaboos, his women were naked on the back and usually from behind. According to McMullen, cartoonish decals were still made in the 1950s. Despite that decade's buttoned-up reputation, by the late 50s, these glasses got a little more naughty, with frailing legs and skirts blowing up to reveal bare buns. In the 1960s, another more subtle form of the peekaboo glass, known as the Keyhole, was introduced by Fishlove. These glasses, such as the ones from the Showgirl set, gave customers an added sense of voyeurism. As the back of the decal covered most of the glass, except for the keyhole shape. Often the fantasy women on vintage girly glasses are depicted wearing some sort of traditional ethnic dress, looking like Swedish milkmaids, Spanish flamenco dancers, or Hawaiian hula girls. McMullen speculates that it's because World War II soldiers would get nostalgic about the pretty girls they saw while stationed around the globe. It is rare to find an image of a black woman on these glasses, though. In the 1970s, the pretty pictures all but disappeared in favor of photographic decals. These glasses were called centerfolds by Fishlove and are much less modest and charming, as they feature photos of real graphically exposed people. They also say a lot about changing cultural standards for decency and for what was considered titillating, as well as the turning social tides. Now white men and black American women and men were objectified equally, along with white women. You're more likely to meet collectors of all things girly than collectors of just girly glasses. This field of war-era collectibles includes pens, lighters, lamps, even knives with handles shaped like women's legs, or so-called bottoms-up shot glasses, which feature a pinup girl positioned upside down. Now, side note here of where bottoms up actually came from. During the 18th century, the British Navy was in need of men. They would pay the young, aimless folks by the shore a shilling or two if they agreed to join the Navy. Accepting the money was proof that they were willing to serve the Navy. Although this may seem ordinary, not many youth were ready to join the Navy, so the fraudulent recruiters used a silly trick to get the boys on board. They would drop a shilling into the beer mugs of young tipsy men. The drunk would not realize they had accepted the coin until the beer was finished later. They'd be taken away and thrown far out into the ocean. To put an end to this scam, the pub owners who were losing clients introduced clear glasses to be able to see through the mug for a shilling, and they even went to the length of reminding the drinkers to watch out for a potential bribe by calling out bottoms up. So that's where we get the term bottoms up when we're drinking. But why would a woman collect these things? Marty Tim, which is a woman, insists it's a little cliched for anyone to assume she wouldn't be interested in girly glasses. The way the women are displayed, when it comes to the older ones at least, is fairly tasteful, she says. It's not gaudy in any way. The ones from the 1970s and beyond, I'm not as crazy about those. To me, those are over the top, but the earlier ones, especially if you look at the Petty and Vargas, they're just beautiful, so well done. The ones that were made earlier are more cartoonish. Our grandkids thought they were neat. Hope y'all enjoyed this, and thanks for watching and listening. Alright, Whoopi Goldberg bought these right here, which is part of the Whoopee Collection, they're called. Whoopi Goldberg collects these and wants to buy all of them, okay? Wants to buy all these in the Whoopee Collection. Now, if she's listening, if she watches this video and sees these, get in touch with me, Whoopi, because I'll sell them to you for a very high price since you're rich and famous, okay? And don't let me break them, okay? But anyway, these are called the Whoopee Collection. I've only got 2 of them. And this one right here is, from what they said, is rare, because they rarely made the black woman on the glasses at that time. These are these are 1930s glasses. So I have a rare one right here, Whoopi. All right, hope y'all enjoyed watching and listening. See y'all later. Bye.